I don't know how deep you've gone into the draft. I know last time we talked, you said you would trade the pick if you were the Pistons.
Yeah.
That was a couple of months ago. I wanted to know if you've heard if they're really high on anyone out of the draft this year.
I know that they would feel really, really good about 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the three that they would eye are all international guys there.
Okay.
How do you say Zachariah's last name?
Or Shear?
Him, Alex Sarr. Who was the third?
Nikola Topic.
Not Topic.
I think it's another French guy.
Yeah, I can't remember right now. I don't have it in front of me. But I know that they would very much be happy with 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think they also believe that one for sure would have some decent to good trade value, and could be the case for 2 and 3 as well. So I think I got kind of some slack for this, or caught some flack for this the other day. Might have been today, and I might have peeked at a comment. I usually don't look at my comments anymore, but I might have peeked at a comment that said, "Yeah, trade the pick and be fighting and be perpetually 8 seed again." And I'm like, okay, dude, like, don't trade it for just like, make a good trade. You can trade the pick and it can be a good, like, you can find a good trade. If you can't find a good trade, don't trade the pick. I was working on something you can find a good pick, right? I just think that this draft is such a crapshoot in comparison to other drafts that I would just, depending on what's on the table, I would rather start building around Cade than I don't love anybody at the top enough to be like, can I risk having my 6th first-round pick on my team in 3 years, and when I need to get better and blah, blah, blah? Am I that high? Do I think SARS can help right away? If you do, then I guess you get paid to make those decisions. But I just don't believe in anybody at the top.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want a core 5. You want a core 4. Or maybe a core 3. Like, I get what you're saying. It's interesting because I think this is like the one year when I look at this draft, a lot of international guys, and I think a lot of people, just the comments I've seen saying like, this is the weakest draft I've ever seen because there's no star power at the top.
Yeah, it's just it's too much unknown.
Yeah, I mean, like I've watched some of Alex Sarr's games, and it's like, if the Pistons were lucky enough to get him in the top 3, I would have my questions about fit. I would have my questions about what happens with Duran, what happens with, possibly Stu. I don't know, because it's another guy that isn't really known to be a lockdown shooter, but defensively, there's a lot of potential there.
You're talking about with Stu?
Alex Sarr.
You're talking about Sarr. I'm sorry. I heard you say Stu, and then it kind of like cut out. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying, like, I don't know, like, if they got Sarr, like how that would work in terms of, like,
who's starting in the front court.
Yeah, because it's like, I think Stu helps, but I could see a world where maybe they like, maybe Alex Sarr more. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think everybody's working on the assumption like of course you never know like who's brought in to run the show, but like whether or not Stu's starting, I think they value like having Stu. Like I don't think like the guy shot 38% on 4 threes a game and probably the first or second best defender on the team. I mean, I make the case, and people are probably gonna, I don't know, people in your comments, would you say Stu was the second best player this season? I would.
Yeah, I would say if you're just talking about impact, putting up points, both ends of the floor, yeah.
I think you just knew what you were going to get from him every night. He gave you 12 and 8, hit 2 threes, second best perimeter defender, best interior defender. I'm not obviously I'm not sitting here saying he's doing that on like one of the top teams in the NBA, but I'm saying he very much clearly, like, you knew on a team where you don't know what you're getting from a lot of guys every night, you knew what you were getting from Isaiah Stewart every single night.
Yeah, I mean, 12-8, maybe a 2-piece, you never know.
Yeah,
you never know. You never really know with
him. No, I think Stu had a really solid year. And if I were Detroit, I think you need more guys with kind of that mentality, that defensive.
Yeah.
I would even whether, like I said, whether or not he's a starter or not, that's not my decision to make. But I think he definitely helps a basketball team by being on the team.
I know when I was talking to Corey, I kind of asked him a stupid question. He's like, "You don't want too many choir boys in that locker room. You need
Corey,
Corey Woods."
Oh, Corey Woods, yeah. You don't like.
Yeah,
we talk about we draft people versus the player, and like I understand that when you're starting the rebuild because you're going to lose a lot, right? And you need to just like make sure it doesn't crumble. But I think they're at the stage now where they maybe need to emphasize. And it's funny because the guys, I do say that like the guys like Stu and Asar who do like play with a certain type of pace and passion, like they're also really good guys. But I do maybe they start prioritizing maybe a couple knuckleheads if it means that they're going to get better on the floor. I think it was good for the first few years to navigate it, but now you gotta. If a guy punched his neighbor when he was 12, maybe, but he can hit a three and stop somebody, you might need that. You might need to look into that.
I mean, you could go to my local like church league. I mean, they're always punching each other. But
in church?
Oh man, I swear, church league is worse than Lifetime. It's not even close. They get disrespectful. They get disrespectful, man.
Like I like shit talking still when I play ball, but like that's why you got to play with friends or like a group, you know.
Oh man, I still remember what this kid said to one of my buddies, and I just busted out laughing. He was just like, "You didn't even get baptized. What are you doing here?" I was like, "Damn."
As he then dunks on him and says, "Now you're baptized."
Oh my God.
Now you're baptized, bitch.
It's crazy. Yeah, you know, I completely forgot that Mateus Vazelis is actually a Tellem client. I guess that's what
that's right.
That's what we're drafting.
It could be it could be the case.
He's a good player, though. I think.
Yeah, he was rated higher a year ago from now, or a year ago than he was now. But yeah, I mean there's
potential
there.
Potential-wise, I think he has a really high ceiling. I just don't know. I get there at 5th, yeah, probably, but not like top 3. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm with you. It'll be interesting this summer. I think we're a week away from things getting interesting.